I'm very, very good at manipulating people into feeling the way that I want them to feel in order to buy my products.
This is Anti-Profit, an anonymous American-turned Bali content creator who's built a massive following through bold, masked commentary on everything from society to conspiracies. He just did his first face reveal. This is the first time he's speaking as himself, not behind the mask. In this episode, we talk about his background and why he chose Bali.
I was working for another content creator at the time, actually based here in Bali. And I knew that what I wanted to talk about was not going to be something that he was like cool with, like representing his brand or whatever. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? So I decided to just do a mask. I hopped onto Etsy and typed in futuristic mask and here we are.
We dig into politics.
Then Trump got into office and that very much didn't align with my politics either. So it's not to say that I've become, a leftist by any means.
And what's next for him? Now that you've taken off the mask and you're headed in this high trust area, you mentioned something about the cognitive security.
Cognitive security, yeah. So that's kind of the other thing that I'm doing on top of the B2B stuff.
If you're not already following Anti-Profit, now's your chance. And if you're new here, this is the Bali Bytes podcast, where we talk about real freedom, financial, physical, and mental. No fluff, no bullshit. Let's get into it. So we're here with the Anti-Profit.
West Side.
So, somebody who I've actually followed for quite some time before moving out to Bali. And oddly enough, kind of inspired me for when I started my Instagram a while back, that this was on, that we're doing Bali Bytes. I switched it over. It was originally Bro Bytes. Bali Bytes became Bali Bytes after I switched over something. I did a faceless page. I was just someplace I couldn't, because I work in the film industry, I couldn't show, I could show my face, but I didn't want to talk about stuff that I wanted to talk about. And I'd seen your page and I was like, well, maybe I'll try a mask. And I did that a couple times. I'm like, no, this isn't. Yeah. So
it gets too hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
We were in LA and in his apartment, and I was recording the video of him, but it was like it was in the summertime. It was like August. It was like one of the hottest times.
Because the mask that I had
was only on the front.
Yeah.
So I wore a hood, but you can record stuff that you can just do this and just do the voiceover later. So I was like, oh, that works. But I was like, I'm not doing it.
He was like sweating. Yeah. He was just like, okay,
it's hot.
It can
get hot.
So tell us how yours started.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear where your, I know a little bit of background, but how did you get your start?
Yeah, for sure. So, the reason I used the mask to begin with, it was just out of a matter of practicality. I was working for another content creator at the time, actually based here in Bali. And I was working as his COO. And I knew that what I wanted to talk about was not going to be something that he was like cool with, like representing his brand or whatever. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? So I decided to just do a mask. I hopped onto Etsy and typed in futuristic mask and here we are. Yeah. So, rest is history. So that's kind of the way that it started. But
what was his content like?
Travel. Yeah.
Don't want to be talking about politics.
No, his brand is like very family friendly and that kind of thing. So it just it was not a good mixture. But when I first started posting, I actually did an A/B test with the mask and without the mask, and on separate channels. And without the mask, I would get 200 views or so on a video, and then with the mask, with the exact same setup, exact same script, exact same pacing, I would get like 11,000. So I was like, okay, guess we're doing it without the mask.
Oh, with the mask.
With the mask.
With the mask.
Yeah, exactly.
So, where are you from originally?
Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Utah.
Interesting. And so then you met this content creator. How long ago was this? This was...
he probably first reached out to me in August of 2021.
Okay. And so you came out to Bali around then?
I came out about 6 months later.
Had you thought about Bali beforehand, or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I was traveling a little bit leading up to that point. I had lived in Brazil for about 3 months and Jamaica for a month.
Did I mention that to you yet?
You did mention
She's
it.
Brazilian.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you speak
Wh-
Portuguese?
so I did a little bit because I got down there, bro. Everyone before I went down was like, bro, you should like learn a little Portuguese. Like, not a lot of people speak English. And I was like, it's fine. Everyone speaks English. I was in Copacabana and no one spoke English at all. I had to go over to Leblon until people like kind of started like speaking it regularly. But yeah, I learned a bit down there because I had to.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I
of
was just going to
course.
sit by myself for like 3 months. But at this point, I can't like do anything.
I just spent a weekend with like some of her family-ish, like close friends, family. I guess you would say that. Yeah, no, the three of them just speaking Portuguese. I'm just
Yeah, you're just hanging. This is like, my girlfriend and I and her family's language.
Yeah.
Where in Brazil are you from?
I'm from Rio. And my family is like, we go back and forth from Rio and Florianopolis. So that's basically
But
where.
where were you born? You weren't.
I was born in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bit farther north. That's
Yeah.
cool. Every time I would like run into someone who was like from Florianopolis, they were like, "Yeah, you should come down because it's amazing over there." And it looked great, but the whole time I was in Rio,
Yeah.
over those 3 months. So.
Florianopolis is more chill. It's more like here, I'd say, than Rio. Rio is a little bit more like city-like, a little bit more hectic.
Can I walk
when it
around
comes to
walk around Florianopolis with my wallet in my?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah?
You can. Florianopolis is like the kind of like the Hawaii of Brazil.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like
great.
where
I should have gone there.
The more of like the rich people are at there too.
Oh,
And
okay.
stuff,
She's
so
trying to
it's-
sell me on Florianopolis is like just as good as Bali, so she's gonna keep talking about it.
Oh, it's okay. My girlfriend's trying to sell me on like anywhere is better than Bali, so I understand.
Did you meet her here?
I did, yeah. We met. There's a karaoke club that used to be open here, probably before you guys got here. It was called Ore Karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah, met her there almost 3 years
Are
ago.
you a karaoke?
Fanatic,
Yeah,
addict, yes.
yeah. She's a singer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
We
Great.
go quite often to what's it? Beer Me Up. Do you know it's?
Where's that?
It's do you know where Tiger Sushi or
It's over there.
Yeah.
Oh no, the place with like the huge like beer collection.
no? But that's across the street. That's
That's what I'm thinking of.
called,
I don't remember what it's called.
Big beer collection.
Yeah.
yeah. But it's across the street from that, and yeah, why?
It's more of a
Beer Me
smaller-
Up should
Yeah.
be the other name. The name. Why don't they call it like Sing Me Up? But
Yeah, who
Yeah,
knows?
there's another karaoke place though.
yeah, it's great.
Oh,
and
is
it's
there?
great. Oh, what?
Where?
No, I'm asking.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, this
You should,
place.
You should
It's great.
bring is your girlfriend also?
Bro, I did not know this. Like it was actually a big deal when Ore closed for me and my girlfriend because we went like several times a week. That's really
we go. It's right at the end of our street, so we go.
We go all the
you
time.
are actually blowing my mind.
All right,
Holy
so
shit.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm officially inviting you.
All
and
right,
your
I'm
girlfriend
there.
to come
I'm there.
with us.
Okay, that sounds great. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
We'll
That's
see.
wild.
She's a professional, so
Yeah,
she's
okay.
there.
Well, we'll see. Okay, we'll see.
What's your go-to song?
I have a list. I can
Yeah.
pull up the list if you want.
Oh, you do.
I
Interesting.
mean, we all have our lists. Although she just has it in her head. So.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit slower on recall. So while I'm pulling this up, though, before I did anything related to, I almost said anything related to karaoke. Before I did anything related to social media, I was actually a professional violinist. That's what I did for
yeah.
work.
I knew
So
that. I think I mentioned that to you, right?
yeah.
yeah, that's my background. So I feel like my singing voice is okay as a result. Purple Rain. Last
Okay.
night, some let's see, the Black Keys, some Billy Joel.
What's your Billy Joel? I have one.
I can do Allentown, I can do The Entertainer, and I can do Piano Man in a lowered key.
What's the one I do? Moving Out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I just pulled out the Billy Joel 2 CD greatest hits album on Spotify last week and was listening to that a lot. That was one of the first albums I ever received as a child because my brother randomly got tickets to Billy Joel and Elton John when they came through Salt Lake City, and I was like 9. I didn't know who these people were, but I went. And I was like, holy shit, that Billy Joel guy was awesome. So I got the album.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Without breaking the third wall here, is it possible to make sure you cheat out so that way we include the audience in this guy? I know it's always like
We don't actually. I don't care about you. Okay, they do. I don't.
it's like yeah, I know. I did the same thing when I was in that chair. I always like to be in this conversation.
Yeah, for
We're
sure.
excluding our audience that we want to feel included.
Yeah, just kidding. I do care about you. Don't worry.
But so you said you met her here, and this was a while ago.
Yeah, about 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in October.
Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
I dragged her out here, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had you been to Bali before?
No.
Okay.
She hadn't been to Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you not like about it?
I think once you get here, you don't understand. It's pretty amazing.
No, I like it. I like it here.
She
I think
doesn't.
It's her dog. It's her dog. She
Yeah,
likes
okay,
her
cool.
dog.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a big part of it. It's just like I would live here if I had my dog, but because of the whole like you can't really bring your dog here. It's illegal to do that.
Yeah,
wanna
unless you like let it
explain
sit in
to
like quarantine for a month
Yeah.
in a cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not. I don't even think they do that. They do that in Jakarta.
Yeah,
To
you have
bring
to fly
it
it
to
to
Bali.
Jakarta and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
like
They
drive it over.
quarantine
Yeah.
it. You want to quickly describe that process for anyone listening? It's like you have to fly to Jakarta, and then what? It's like a quarantine.
It's a quarantine.
and you have to pay someone or something like that to bring it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, you have to like pay the company to like drive it over to Bali or whatever.
But now, is that a gray area, or is that your like it's?
I mean,
you're
I don't know how
paying.
much I want to say here, but everything here is a gray area. I would say that like I've heard people being able to like pay people to smuggle in animals,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
you're paying more, and I don't know if I would like smuggle in an animal. That's like that's a big
It's-
hassle.
might die.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
No,
that too, yeah.
exactly. But that's the thing. A lot of people say like that. They're like, oh, the downside is your dog gets euthanized. So like
Yeah.
literally like
Oh, if they catch you,
Yeah, if
If
they
they
catch
catch
you,
you.
yeah,
they're just
that's a
gonna
big
kill it.
downside.
that's a big downside.
yeah.
Like
Sorry,
you know?
dog. See you later.
It's not
No,
like
that's no good.
it's not
That's no
like
good.
you brought in some fruit and is it like
Yeah.
we're gonna confiscate this? It's like we'll all risk bringing a bottle of water to the TSA or whatever
That is
because
pretty
they might
harsh.
take it, but your dog getting we're gonna take your dog and just
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't
So.
slit its throat.
No.
Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry.
who knows?
Yeah, I had to put down an animal back in 2020, which was very sad. I had a rabbit for 10 years, and it just got old and died. I had to go put it down. It's like a very sad process.
It is.
It was the second animal that I had to put down like at the vet. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I've had that one time, and it was like one of the worst pains I've ever had. in
Yeah,
my
it
life,
sucked. It
for sure.
sucked. I clearly recall what I said immediately after in front of the vet. 'Cause I was very upset for that reason and several other reasons. But I was like, this has just been the worst year. I said that in front of the vet, and indeed it had been. So yeah. Well, don't smuggle your dog in.
Yep, exactly. So
So that's her downside. What's your upsides of living here? What do you like so much about Bali?
I don't know if I mean, it's
Like, are
been
you gonna
good.
stay? You planning to stay or?
I'm gonna try and get out next year. Yeah, I've been here. It'll be 4 years next year. So I don't know. I think I'm ready for a city again. I've been fine here this whole time, just because it's so chill. I can just like focus on doing like what I need to do,
Yep.
and everything's within like a mile radius. But yeah, I think I'm ready for a city.
Where?
I don't know, Asia or maybe the U.S. Again, I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I don't recommend Kuala Lumpur. That's where
I love KL.
Really?
I don't know
You
what you're
do,
talking about.
really?
That's crazy talk. KL
I
is
couldn't
awesome.
stand the food. There's no. I couldn't find good healthy options. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a host if everything's cooked in oil or
Yep.
like whatever.
everything is fried.
Yeah.
And, I mentioned she's a straight carnivore, so.
Oh yeah.
So it's. I mean, she was stuck with fried chicken most of
And
the time.
duck, fried chicken and duck. The duck was better than the chicken though, 'cause I was starting to get really tired of eating chicken.
Can you eat fried chicken as a carnivore?
You should avoid anything that's like fried in like seed oils. But if I have no other option,
Then that's what you're gonna eat.
It's that besides carbs and stuff, and I wouldn't really risk it because
Mm-hmm.
I have arthritis, so I get inflamed very easily, and it's either a little seed oils or carbs that's gonna kill me for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
interesting.
that I'll have to,
she had a drink that had arak in it, and just that
What is
because
arak?
you've been here 3 years, you haven't had arak, the rice.
Oh, arak?
Yeah.
right.
Okay, Arak. What is this? A fucking YouTube channel? There's a YouTube channel called Arak. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay,
okay.
I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
My Indonesian or pronunciation is
No, that's okay. I don't know why I'm being like such a snob about it. It's just, like there's
Oh.
literally a YouTube channel called Arak, and I was like, oh, did he make a drink or something? Is this
like,
the new Prime?
Oh, you make croissant?
Yeah,
You just had
exactly,
that.
exactly,
Croissant.
exactly. Yeah, that's interesting about carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
I tried doing that 3 months ago, and I got about like. Here's the thing: I had more mental clarity and calm than I've probably ever had in my life, but my heart rate felt like it was like gonna burst out of my chest.
Really?
Yeah. How
Yeah.
long did you do it for?
I did it for 10 days ish.
Yeah, it needs to, for me personally, I think that the 1 month mark is where it starts to kind of like regulate.
Oh.
The first like 2 weeks were just awful for me, like absolutely awful.
Is the heart rate thing normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because it was really weird. Like my body was anxious, but my mind was like fucking steady as a rock. It was crazy.
What do you normally eat? Like
Just
aside
whatever.
from that? Yeah, so
Yeah.
usually that's the thing. It's just like that transition. It's like your body is like detoxifying all of the like not having carbs, not having sugar, not having fruits. All of that does cause like a withdrawal in the body.
And
So
you
that's
could have
what the whole
had the same, good 10 days just fasting, and it probably would have done the same for you. It's just
okay.
that you get the benefits of having all that good, nutrients from the meat. So.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
I generally enjoyed like the eating part of it because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
eating like a ribeye for like
Yeah,
twice a day. I was
it's
like,
great.
this is pretty
That's
good.
great.
And then you're satiated because you
Yeah.
know, it's yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good, but like I said, the heart rate thing was a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
weird.
Interesting.
There was one more thing I was going to say about that. Oh, Arak. I can't remember the name of the company, but there is a company here that I used to buy from all the time when I was drinking. I don't drink anymore, but they make a whiskey Arak that tastes so good.
Really.
Interesting.
I'll have to try that in 2 months when I try to slowly come back. I'm trying to go 2 months without
Without drinking?
booze. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
Usually lasts about a week.
Yeah, that's good. That's okay, bro. I was lasting a day back in the day, so you're.
It's not like I drink a lot, but it's
No.
like I like to have a good beer. And I go to Black Sand often to play pool, and pretty much every Friday I'm there with, I know a lot of the guys that play pool.
Great.
They got good beer.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard out there to
want
be a
that one
gangster
beer.
if you like beer. It's good stuff. Yeah, no, it's like I think honestly more than anything else, I do miss the taste of beer, and I know this because when I was in KL, I think it was KL or Bangkok, one of the two, KL. I went to a bar with my girlfriend, and they had an alcohol-free beer from Japan. It wasn't on tap; it was in the bottle. And I took a sip of it, and bro, it's just like I was like,
yeah. It's good.
it's like from alcohol-free beer. There's something about the
Yeah.
taste that's
Yeah.
really, really nice.
I do, like back in LA, which is where I was coming from. I would sometimes buy some cans of the alcohol free, and they have some really good alcohol free beers now.
You can do it really well. I was really surprised. Don't you guys have like water bars in LA? Like you can go to a bar and have like different like bougie kinds of
I'm
water.
sure there is, and I do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
maybe it burned down earlier this
So
year.
I do like that here in Bali there are a lot of good options for alcohol free. Like they'll have mocktails almost every place.
For
Yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure. The mocktails are really good.
Yeah.
If you like mocktails, there's a really great bar, and this is for everyone listening here at home, since I have to acknowledge you. There's a place called Segno on Batu Bolong, just right down the street. And it's very good. They do very, very good
What was it called
mocktails.
again?
Segno.
Segno. Have we-
Yeah.
I don't think we have. No.
If you guys like a bougie like night out, check Segno.
We're not all that bougie.
Okay, well, don't go there then. You guys can go there. Now I'm on your team again.
We will go out to dinner, but it's like usually for like some good, like Like maybe oysters is our like.
Oh, that's good.
Oysters are
Oysters are very good.
What's our oyster place now?
12 Urban Cafe.
That's our new place.
Where is it?
Right off of Batu Belong, where we just said, you know where Tiger Sushi is in the fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's on if you start going to the other road, which is I forget one.
Padalingjong.
Yeah, and so it's on there, and they have like a movie screen.
Oh yeah, I live right by there,
Yeah.
so
Oh, okay.
I just
Yeah, yeah.
never noticed the
I've
name.
gone past it so many times. I'm like, this seems like a cool spot to just sit and look at this screen.
To watch the Windows screensaver.
Yeah, basically what it is. It's like a Bali,
Yeah.
like drone shot type thing. And we stopped to look at the menu, and we're like, 12 oysters for 120,000.
Whoa! Don't tell my girlfriend that. That's crazy. That is actually a pretty good price.
Right?
And
That's
it's
good,
every
yeah.
night, all day. But you have to get 12 to get that price. I think it's like, if you get 10, it's
It's like
little-
buying
yeah.
in bulk as a
Yeah.
drop shipper or something.
So
Yeah.
you get that.
But they're great. I
Yeah,
love
cool.
them.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
check that out. She'll be very happy to hear that. She loves oysters, and the place that I usually get oysters, it's like $50K an oyster.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a better deal.
There's Zai Cafe. does
I
them
know where
too,
that is. I've never
but
been
it's
there.
only till 6 p.m. They do the 10,000 per oyster.
Okay.
But who wants to go that early? We've done it before, but we're like,
We got them like right before.
yeah,
like
we got in there at like
we got-
5:50.
We were at 5:57.
Yeah,
He's
we're
like, we could
"Give me
make
the
it.
oysters,
And I was
give
like, we're
me-"
not going to make it. And we literally rushed there. And
Did you make
then
it?
We did.
We
Hell
did
yeah.
because we saw
Right.
Paulie. We did Paulie Long. I don't know if you know him, but
Yeah.
we did an interview with him, and we saw him there, and we're like, wait, they do oysters at that price? Wait, it's $5.52.
Yeah, cool.
Put
All
on your
right.
shoes. Let's go.
Yeah, nice. Cool. All right. Well, Zai Cafe and then the place right by the villa. That's great. I'll
They're
check
not
that out.
paying us, by the way. We're not making.
They
any
should
money.
be. Get in touch.
No, they're
in
not.
touch.
No,
Oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
no one's paying us. This
Never
is
mind.
educational. This
Yeah.
is educational purposes
JK.
only.
JK.
We're told we have to like make sure that we do that to make sure that like if we mention things we like here that no one is paying us because we're not making money on this. This is just for fun.
Yeah.
It's like just our excuse to meet cool people and have a conversation. So
Yeah. Don't worry, everyone watching. There's no money being
or to sell our
transacted here.
books. If you want to buy our books, they're available on Amazon.
Yeah, but you better be buying from America, okay? Don't buy if you're here.
Does that count? Does that?
I don't know, actually.
How does that work?
I don't know.
That's a
How's
good
your-
question.
What's your? Can we talk about your income stream from?
Yeah, for sure.
How's that work for you?
So at this point, most of it is coming from B2B consulting. I've been doing social media for a while, and
Yeah.
I find that a lot of, I'd say probably 40 and older business owners are just not super savvy when it comes to social media.
Okay.
So I'm a big systems and ops guy. So I can go in and like really clean house with what someone's doing, or if they're not doing anything at all, just get them online with anything related to social media very, very quickly.
And is that through your Instagram channel or?
No, at this point, no. Most of what I do is cold
are
DM
you wearing
and.
the mask while you're doing it? Or?
No, that's actually part of the reason why I took the mask off. Is because when you do cold DMing campaigns and that kind of thing, there's just, especially if they don't follow you to begin with, it's a lot higher trust. To just have your face instead of be like some weirdo with a mask. So that's part of the reason why I actually took it off.
Got it. Well, then that kind of gets me through that question of why I took it off.
There you go. I'm really fast. I'm really fast at getting through the questions.
Yeah.
You better have more things to talk to me about. Just kidding.
I do once we hit politics.
Oh yeah, nice. I'm excited.
So, but what was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, the income streams from the Instagram. So was that mostly just for fun, or were you when you started that? Like, were you making any kind of income off of that, or?
Yeah, that at the beginning I definitely was. So the main source of revenue that Anti-Profit has generated is in the realm of info products. So when I first started, again, it was a mid-ticket offer on how to build your own personal brand. That was the first thing that I started with. And then I ended up transitioning to a low-ticket community, low-ticket subscription community, excuse me. And I did that for a couple of months and then pivoted into B2B because the clients are more capable and they pay a lot more.
Interesting. She does a lot of work online, but it's, I guess, gray area here. She can't do anything here. She has to get all her clients from back home. Yeah.
Yeah, all my clients are in the U.S. as well.
Yeah. Plus, you get paid more from
Yeah, exactly. It's by working with American clientele that are based in the States or even European clientele. There are larger budgets to allocate to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find that my friends who do live here and are doing business with other business people around here, it's the kind of thing where even if they have money, everyone kind of wants Bali prices. So I try and kind of work exclusively with people based in the U.S. or people based in like Hong Kong or something.
Yeah, that's what I do when I do like social media marketing and stuff for other people. It's usually like either in the U.S. or like in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
For the show.
How exactly do you find your clients? You reach out to them, or what was the?
I mean, the brand is honestly a bit of a good business card at this point. So people find me via word of mouth. People find me via my cold DM campaigns. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So is that where you're? Now that you've taken off the mask and you're headed in this high trust area, you mentioned something about the cognitive security.
Cognitive security. Yeah. So that's kind of the other thing that I'm doing on top of the B2B stuff.
Okay.
So there's a term that's kind of becoming more and more widely used online, which is cognitive security, CogSec. And what this is essentially talking about is the ability to build a firewall between your mind and what it is that you're seeing online so that you can distinguish what is trying to take your attention and monetize you without you really being aware of it. So there are different ways that people are coming at this topic. Some people are coming at it from the cybersecurity side of things, so building out like actual like technical like solutions to help companies to make sure that their employees don't fall prey to problems related to CogSec. And then the other side is more on the psychological. So mine is more on the psychological because a lot of what I've learned from Anti-Profit over the last couple of years is, I'm very, very good at manipulating people into feeling the way that I want them to feel in order to buy my products. And the moment that I kind of started to realize that was going on, I started to kind of panic a little bit because I was like, well, this is kind of fucked up. But like, if I stop doing this, I'm going to stop making sales. So,
And what were you selling exactly?
It was the personal branding thing. But the way that I was selling personal branding stuff was through organic traffic. And at the time on my YouTube, I was getting like average somewhere between 300 and 400,000 views per video, and I was posting once or twice a day. And I knew that the thing that people wanted at the time was just like rage bait, like slop.
And when you started out, it seems like your channel was more like slightly right leaning or something.
You can say very like
Very?
right leaning
Okay.
if you want.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But it's so, and then I noticed now it's more like left leaning, or there was somewhat. I mean, it kind of went a little bit back and forth. Like, what was the?
Now, was that part of the rage bait?
Yeah, was that?
Or
No.
was that just you in general?
Or was that just the I guess evolution of your kind of navigating stuff that's out there?
Yeah, everything that I posted on Anti-Profit is stuff that I genuinely believe at the time. I think my issue is the reason why I kind of started off in like alt-right land is because I had just gone through like a couple of like really, really difficult like chapters in life. And I think there was a lot of upset and probably rage on top of that was kind of built into like where I was coming from. And when I started Anti-Profit, I was just starting to get sober. And when it comes to sobriety, everyone thinks that like if you can like start to be sober, everything's fine. But like starting your sobriety ends up being the period of time where you start dealing with whatever caused you to drink in the first place, right? So I do credit being sober for being one of the main reasons why Anti-Profit was so successful. But I also probably credit getting sober with why I started off with such volatile content on the right-hand side of politics, just because I find that most people who kind of drift into fascist land have a politics that is based on the feeling of disgust, self-disgust, and then that ends up being disgust for other people. And fascism just kind of thrives with that kind of thing, like beauty and order above everything else, excellence above everything else, regardless of the consequences. So that's kind of why I went in that direction originally. And then, like I said, there was a point at which I kind of realized what I was doing and started kind of watching back some of my content. And I was like, holy shit, I feel like I've gone off the deep end for a while. So I took a little bit of a break posting. And then Trump got into office, and that very much didn't align with my politics either. So it's not to say that I've become, a leftist by any means. I think my politics are still fairly extreme, probably for both people on the aisle. So yeah, Trump started kind of doing his thing, and I wasn't very happy with that. But even towards the end of that, man, it was just the kind of thing where, I mean, part of the reason why I started talking about like Trump and politics in the first place is because that was the thing that was getting me views, and I felt like that was the only way that I was able to generate like real sales. So like I gotta do what like is gonna give me views. So I think getting back to this cogsec, which was the original question that you asked, I think a lot of people who consume content online think that the video that they're coming across on their screen is really just imparting information that they can make a decision about whether or not they believe or whether or not they don't believe. But in reality, most of the content creators who are creating content in the political ecosystem, and honestly inside of every ecosystem online, they're creating content in order to like make something happen that benefits them. And I think everyone who consumes content on social media needs to develop, at the very least, like that frame of reference to understand that the content is there to make you do something that is of benefit to the content creator and to the platform that is hosting the content.
Do you feel, though, that like Instagram can be a source of firsthand, quick information? Like, I notice that I'll see something where it seems like a firsthand posting of like an incident that happened, and it's like, holy crap, this thing just whatever it was, something mainstream media is not talking about it at all, and it takes at least a week before it goes up through to one YouTuber or someone else who's like says, oh, this thing happened, and like, what do you think that could be a bunch of BS, or like?
Well, look, at the end of the day, whenever like let's take a piece of short form content that someone just films and then it like goes viral, right? That is always contextualized in the way that the person who created it wants you to consume it in. Every single decision about editing, about cropping in, about cropping out, about what captions go where is done for you to like hook into the video to watch it from beginning to end. Now, some people are more consciously aware of that than others. For example, if there's someone standing on the side of the street and they happen to like film something crazy that's happening and they post it, then they're obviously probably most of the time being less aware of that. But I read a book a couple of months ago by the name of Propaganda, which is probably the main book focused on propaganda. It's by a French author by the name of Jacques Ellul. And something that he said is, in the event that a piece of information is packaged in a way where it is immediately accessible to a large group of people, it is automatically transitioned into the realm of propaganda, because life and everything that happens in the world is so complex that if you can boil it down to a very small like point in time or a very small piece of media, you have to dumb down the subject matter to such a degree that it then loses its touch with reality. So I've really found that to be a useful frame to approach social media with as well.
I guess I keep coming back to that one. There's like a meme or something where they show you like one picture and they're like, oh, this guy's clearly like the bad guy here, and then they pull out a little bit more, and they're like, oh no, see, this thing happened that made that thing happen. They pull back again. They keep showing like the bigger and bigger picture. Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen something
I
like
haven't,
that.
but like, a good example of kind of what you're talking about there. There was a video that came onto my Instagram the other day of maybe you guys saw it. It was this bule here in Bali actually. It looked like he was driving his car away from a hit and run, and like motorcyclists were like hitting his windows with helmets and stuff.
I think I saw. I mean, I think that happened a few times. But
Yeah. It was just within the last couple of weeks. But when I watched that, I was like, man, fuck this guy. This guy sucks. And then I went into the comments section, and there was an actual breakdown. And I went and actually looked at the proper story in another place. The guy was driving, and a scooter had come up behind him and hit him. And then the guy behind him wanted him to pay. And he was like, bro, you hit me. Like, I'm not going to pay. Don't be silly. And then he started getting more angry. And then this attracted more of the locals to come and yell at him. And then he started getting
automatically in to
be fair, boules can be pretty shitty. But from there, he was like, okay, cool. I'm just out of here. But then he started driving, and then it was framed as like a hit and run. And then he started hitting his car, and they shattered all of his windows. And then the video makes it to social media. And I watch it. I'm like, yeah, fuck this guy. But in reality, it's like not at all what happened.
I had a similar thing when I first. So I worked in Hollywood for quite some time. I worked in the film industry for a long time. So living in L.A., all of my friends were very far left, like beyond far left, in a bubble in the Hollywood cult, and I just whatever. I 2016, I jumped on the Trump hating bandwagon with everyone else of just like, okay, we're all just whatever, and then the MAGA hat kid thing happened.
The drummer.
Yep. And everyone's like, fuck this kid, fuck him. I'm like, guys, he's just a kid. He's just probably a stupid kid. Whatever. We don't know what happened. Just let's see what goes on. Let's see the full story. We'll relax. Like, I would immediately think it's the kid's fault too, because he looks like a smug little MAGA hat douchebag, whatever, right? And then it comes out, oh, he was just standing there, and the other guy came up to him, and he was just like the stupid grin. I don't know if you know the full story, where he was just like, I don't know what's going on. He comes up in my face. The grin is because there's a guy drumming in his face. And I'm like, see, this is the whole story. But it kept being framed as,
sure, yeah,
he's fuck this kid, basically. And that was the kind of start of my journey of, the media's framing shit, trying to make you think one thing and,
So what else are they hiding? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was very much on that train specifically about a year and a half ago. However,
which train?
The train of like, oh, mainstream media is like the main problem or whatever.
I would say that they're the main problem, but they typically don't tell you everything, or they have some sort of agenda. But I think everyone has some kind of little bit of agenda.
Yeah. So. Again, I came across a book a few months ago called The Network State, which is by a billionaire dude. His name's Balaji. That's his name. And he frames something interesting that happens in politics, which is whenever one party is not in power, they kind of have to do a bunch of like guerrilla tactics. Like there's a lot of criticism of the people up here of like, oh, this is like the people who were like trying to like push us down or whatever. And then what happens is when this lowered party ends up becoming the power that's like actually in power in politics, then they kind of become the establishment, right? And this is something that naturally happens regardless of which side of the aisle is in power politically. And I think something kind of interesting has happened here, especially with the recent Trump presidency and even with the media ecosystem surrounding Trump, right? Because Trump did a really, really good job of capturing the alternative media sphere, and pretty much all the way going up to the election and even after it for a little bit, these guys were really good at saying like, hey, like this is cool. Like mainstream media are are the ones in charge of what's going on, and we are doing something different. We're better. All these different things. However, I think something has happened since Trump has taken office, where alternative media, to a certain degree, have almost become sort of the mainstream media too.
Yep.
Just because of that natural flipping of power dynamics that
Yep.
happens when different people get into power, and now it's kind of funny because these guys are going around scrambling, interviewing people like heads of state, doing a really bad job of it, getting a lot of heat from their audience about how bad of a job they're doing, and they're like, well, we're just comedians, like what's going on, this is no problem. Whereas going up to the election, we're like, they were saying, hey, look, like we're the new gatekeepers. So they're trying to have their cake and eat it too both ways, which I've found to be interesting.
Not to get conspiratorial, but
Sure.
or maybe to get conspiratorial, do you think that once some of these, YouTubers or alternative media people get to have more power, then it brings out the shady people to come offering them money? Hey, we'd like you to talk about this, and it's through weird channels of different.
I don't think that
ever happens.
No, I don't think that's a conspiracy at all. That
okay.
100% happens, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, when people listen to this, I almost don't even want to frame it as a conspiracy, because at the end of the day, it's just good business, right? Because if the head of state of a country, which is controversial, can go and have an interview with a podcaster who knows nothing about the issues that are kind of plaguing that head of state, right? That head of state can go and basically just run circles around this guy, have a very, very flattering interview with this person. That person ultimately gets all they want, which are the views from that media appearance. They get more credibility amongst their peers, and the head of state ends up getting further distribution for whatever message that they need to push out. And the problem here is that the head of state does a really these heads of state, or whoever we're talking about here, are trained like every single day in public relations, in how to frame whatever issue that they're trying to like get out, especially if they're dealing with controversial materials. So like they know how to frame every single question that comes their way, coming from like a seasoned CNN journalist who actually knows about like kind of what's going on, of like a given topic about, some sort of war in a country or something. Certainly more than like the Nelk boys at the end of the day, right? And they know how to dance around the CNN person, so of course they're going to be able to like dance around the Nelk boys.
Who's speaking of the Nelk boys, which I kind of vaguely know who they are, but is there anyone that you would say who's alternative media that you do trust or think are doing a pretty good job?
That's a good question. This is also maybe part of the reason why I feel like I've changed up my content. I just don't consume a lot of it anymore, man. Most of the stuff that I consume has to do with like sales funnels and like optimization of like
And books.
and books. I'm trying to think of what else. I also watch a lot of like Cumtown like repeats. This is a horrible podcast. I shouldn't have even mentioned it on your podcast. I'm sorry. Comedy podcast. Yeah, I mean, as far as alternative media, I tend to like Channel 5 News. That guy's fun. Andrew Callahan. He's great. There are some things, even though with that I find a little bit lacking, because I think a lot of the alternative media really prizes like authenticity over everything else, and their view of what is authentic is to just have like a chill, laid back conversation. But I think a lot of people in the realm of politics, like the whole goal of the media is to go and to ask difficult questions to these people and to put them on the spot.
Yep.
That is the purpose of the media. And if the new media is basically just like gargling on the balls of like whatever politician is in front of them, because they're happy that they're getting the views and they don't even know what questions to ask in the first place, I would say actually that is a much more negative media environment than what the mainstream media was putting forth beforehand. Now, one last thing here. I do totally concede the fact that the mainstream media has probably enjoyed its crowning, its ability to basically run the narrative inside of like the world over the last 100 years. And I think to a certain degree, this new alternative media ecosystem that is getting a lot more views and a lot more coverage than anything that they're doing is putting them in a position where they're like, oh, fuck, we actually got to like bring our A game again, which I think is actually a positive thing.
Good.
Again,
Well,
it's similar.
I like that now that someone like CNN is actually having opposing views on there. They have someone who's left leaning and someone who's right leaning, so they can argue. At least it's not them both. You know, I like the argument. I like hearing both sides because you know, having a one-sided conversation, then you're gonna have The View or something like that.
Sure, sure.
A couple of older ladies just like, well, I don't like what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would
cool.
expect you to, but yeah.
I was gonna say something. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. It'll come back.
Well, I said about the conspiracy thing. I was going a little easy with that because I think I'd seen a post where you were talking about how like people who believe in conspiracies are, you know, they're looking for meaning in their life or something like that. But are there any, conspiracy theories that you think to be true?
That I think to be true. Bro, my conspiracies are fucking high class. There's some good shit. So this is what I would say about conspiracy theories. I would say that the majority of people who are participating in conspiracy theories probably have better things to do. And I think part of the problem with this thing that we carry in our pocket is it's so addictive because these big tech companies have constructed algorithms to basically give us exactly what we want when we want it to keep us on the platform for as long as possible
machine.
because because like the more ads they can show us, the more money they make, right?
Yep.
And I think
more data they can mine from you.
Exactly, to then be able to show you even better content, to like retarget you in the moment, right? And I think that would be, like, you could say that is useful in the context of something like Amazon, for example. Like, if we lived in an economy where we only purchase things that we needed in the moment, and there was no such thing as an impulse purpose, right? This would be the kind of thing where these big tech platforms getting as much data on us as they possibly can to show us exactly what it is that we need in the moment. That's actually like not a bad service. That's not a bad service. But the problem is that we live in an economy that has less to do with like generating actual real value, and it's more of an addiction economy. And as a result of that, when, let's say, a teenage girl is on Instagram and she gives Instagram some signals that she's feeling bad about like her body or like something like that. It shows her makeup ads or whatever. So it's not like these platforms are necessarily giving us, giving that like young girl content of like how to love yourself and like how to, eat healthy, but like in a way that's like sustainable and actually like, positive. It's giving her the makeup ads. It's giving her like the crazy like weight loss supplements.
What was the guy? It was women as makeup, men was
probably red pill. Anything to do with the red pill. and like the last thing that I'll say here, because I'll get back to the point about conspiracy theories, is I think a good way of interfacing with conspiracy theories is if you can do something about it, if you can do something to actually change the problem that you are criticizing, then it is a good use of your mental energy to focus on. If you can't, this kind of becomes like the whole like alcoholics like mantra that they say over and over. Like, give me the courage to change the things that I can, give me the whatever to ignore the rest of it, basically. I can't actually remember what it is. But I think that's a better way of interfacing with these types of things because outside of that, the only real thing that's happening there is like a negative version of a TED Talk. Like when people used to watch TED Talks and they would walk away feeling really good, like they did something, but really they just watched the video and nothing's ever going to change. It's the opposite, but in the negative direction with rage bait content. Regardless of whatever it is that you think is happening with Jeffrey Epstein or like the Jewish cabal of bankers that run the world or whatever, right?
Palantir or something.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't,
which I think is real. I think that was
sure. Yeah, Palantir is like is pretty wild stuff. But if you are in a place where you are letting those things negatively affect your day, and you won't do anything about it in your actual life, then it's best to just detach. That makes me probably what I think a lot of people would call me, what's the word, an Epicureanist, which is just someone who's just like, okay, let it be. Focus on what you can focus on.
And buy Bitcoin so you can just take your money out
Yes.
of the system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into Bitcoin, though?
You know,
Yeah.
man, I really
Which we
missed the
only
boat.
have
there.
like 1 minute to talk about, but yeah.
We're already at the end.
Already,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit.
You
Okay.
get 30
okay.
seconds to tell me about your thoughts on Bitcoin.
I read the book Digital Gold back in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like really sad at the time because they were talking about Bitcoin being at $3, and I had just read it, and I looked at Bitcoin's price, and it was $850, and at the time I was really broke as a violinist, and I didn't have any money to buy it, and boy, I wish I would have gotten in.
Yeah, that's me. I pulled my money out of the system and kind of, you guys do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But, I'll be living in Bali. And
I think it's a
happy.
good solution. I think, if you're in a position of power in the government or in like at the top of a company and you can do something about it, or if you're like an influencer who can like put out content about like a specific thing that doesn't make someone's day worse, I guess, then, focus on it, research it, do whatever you're going to do. But if it's going to be something that you utilize to kind of distract yourself from the very pressing problems that you have in your real life that you can focus on and do something about, that's when I think it becomes more of like an addiction economy thing than something that can actually push the needle forward in your life. That's what I would say. Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's good. I wish we could talk longer,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah, that's all the time we have. We're going to have to catch up more over some karaoke.
Yes.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
All right.
Ciao, ciao.